Who was it today?
Lady I've never seen before, but she had a group of already previously intoxicated females up there and 2 or 3 other people in line in front of me, and some of the girls walked up from behind me to get in line with those other girls, and the bartender was like, "Are you on the same tab as them?" And they said no. She goes, "Okay, then you're gonna have to wait so I can get the other people that were standing here before you walked up to the group." And then she thanked me for being patient, and I was like, "No worries, boo."
What'd you get?
The Surf's Up. It's the one with the coconut rum, peach schnapps, pineapple juice, and cranberry juice. And you got High Ally.
Cheers.
Cheers. I like this one because it's pretty short.
So after all this time, we have finally ended up at this point. And for those of you who watched the video we put up last night, you may have a little bit of insight into the direction that this video may be going. And we can discuss and answer questions in relation to that video. But I encourage you all to watch the video first and then comment down below. And then we can discuss that. But it took a while to get here.
Trying not to lean back on bird doo-doo. I just realized it was there. My hair would have been like,
Oh man, that would suck.
Yeah.
Is it fresh?
It looked a little crusty. I think we're good.
Or is it coagulated?
There's a lot of dog hair on this one over here.
You want to sit over here?
Bird doo-doo there. No, I'm going to put my legs out in this sun. Take advantage while
So,
I can.
with
It's
the
really hard to lean back.
With beach life, it's like doing 6 inches.
Oh, there he goes.
We'll have to pause briefly for the fighter jets. Tomcats flying overhead. Maybe it's Maverick, not sure. But beach life, public service announcement, be careful of random bird poop. Also, be careful walking barefoot down pier stairs or boardwalk stairs into the sand area.
For nails.
Because broken planks can ultimately expose nails and torque screws and tear your feet apart if you're not careful. Stub your toe, just completely jack up your toes and cause some serious pain, ruining your day at the beach.
We need a jet ski somehow.
I never knew jet skis had
music.
Stereos on them.
Me either. And maybe the ones we've had in the past didn't, or maybe they have a speaker with them. Maybe they don't. They brought a speaker.
This Joker's crisp.
It looked real cold in that refrigerator when she opened it.
Man. But yeah, it actually took us a long time to get here, and it's a metaphor, really. It actually has more than one meaning, because we started off at a bench, then we went to a picnic table, then we went to a live oak, and now we're here. But ultimately, let's talk about life. Let's talk about business. Let's talk about risk. Risk is inevitable. Shortages and empty shelves are becoming another talking point this year, but not like last year.
No, not the same as last year, but it's still an issue, but it's not the same as it was last year, because last year it was because of supply chain issues, and this year I think it's because a lot of retailers are like, we're not going to hold that much crap anymore if people can't afford it. That's what I think.
I think this is my unpopular opinion, but I think this is the beauty of free speech and my channel and doing whatever the hell I want to do. And I'll tell you guys right now, I think it's because they want to scare you. I think it's fear.
I said the same thing during the, we'll say, actual shortage. I still think it was the same thing, because they'd let it get down to 1 or 2 on some shelves, and the next day they'd have more out. And then they'd get down to 1 or 2, and the next day they'd have more out, which means they had it in the back the entire time. But you're less likely to buy 1 or 2 or 3 when you see 50, 60 on the shelves.
I think it's a push by certain media outlets to get people riled up, as if they're not already riled up enough as it is. But granted, we do have potential issues affecting us because of weather and climate changes. But these threats, in my opinion, dwarf in comparison to the actual act of stockpiling to prepare for what is coming. Do you know what that is?
Recession?
Ooh, bingo. You had a 50-50 because I had two words. Inflation and recession. And so I would be, in my opinion, I'm watching these guys throw this football. We got a three-way now.
Well, so just don't let it come this way because the back of my head doesn't know how to.
But if you go too far right, you'll be out of the camera.
Oh, I'm not moving.
But it's not a big deal. I was just letting you know.
Okay.
But inflation, recession. I think, again, we've talked about this before, but if you actually watch my channel from the beginning, you would know what I mean when I say stock up, when I say prepare, when I say get ready. And all these potential threats and impacts to our food supply and shortages and empty shelves is a scare tactic and a way to promote fear, but also for the reason behind driving consumers to the stores to make these purchases because they're afraid if they don't do it now, they won't be able to do it later.
I agree with you. I'm going to try not to hit your kneecap with this, but I need my phone in the shade, so I'm making a toss. Thanks. That way it didn't get all burnt hot over here. Like yours is going to overheat over there in the sun.
So what will end up happening is everything you need to stock up for, or you want to stockpile in the traditional sense, will be more expensive. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people are not trying to stockpile any particular item or supplies or anything like that. They're just trying to get by. They're just trying to pay the bills. They're just trying to make ends meet. They're trying to get over the hump. And with the potential of a recession, a deep recession, a depression, stockpiling one particular resource is going to be quite possibly the most important. We've discussed this on previous videos, but I hope you guys are paying attention. Diversity, security, cash flow. I talked about it before. Crypto, XRP, Ripple, BTC, Bitcoin. I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. But at the end of the day, you're going to want to make sure you're doing all you can to protect yourself and also have a backup plan. Diversity when creating content. You don't always want to just kind of beat the same old horse. You see what I'm saying?
What does that horse needs to be beaten?
It does, I think there's a new horse to beat.
Why is it a horse, I wonder? Like, who decided it was a horse? Why wasn't it the goat or the feral cat? Why is it the horse? There's got to be a reason why that phrase started, and I'm kind of curious. If anybody knows that's watching this video, please let me know.
Yeah,
why
an old idiom. I think that's what they call them. But we can talk about it off camera as far as what I think that new horse is. Last year, we had a few of them. Mm-hmm. Started with food shortages, started with empty shelves, started with SHTF, gas, diesel, housing market, farming, fertilizer, 10,000 cattle dying. Remember all those? Mm-hmm. This year is different. Mm-hmm. This year is different. And for those who are connected, we can have that conversation if you guys care to know, because ultimately it's going to help you in gaining eyes and extending your reach, increasing your amount of impressions, and ultimately your click-through rate and inevitably your revenues. They getting it on that Bentley over there. I can
hear it from over here.
The TI?
No. I can't tell what song it is. It's not music I would expect the people I can visually see on that boat to be listening to. I'll put it there, though.
But speaking of expectations, layoffs at Ernst & Young Global Limited, whose trade name is EY, is a multinational professional services partnership headquartered in London, England. I don't know if you ever noticed the EY building in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, yeah.
As we would go to the Falcons games and the Hawks games. EY is one of the largest professional auditing and consulting firms in the world, EY's troubles became obvious when late last year it announced it was considering splitting its auditing and consulting divisions, citing scrutiny from regulators. But when that failed to go through, layoffs are expected. Therefore, I hope you folks have been stocking up and stockpiling that precious resource. 3,000 jobs will be lost in America alone, which accounts for 5% of its American workforce. These layoffs are due to overcapacity and economic conditions, anticipated economic downturn in corporate America. Similar to the email I read yesterday that was sent by a viewer. Really do appreciate the share. Worries and concerns of a recession, a downturn in the economy, and securing your income, getting out of retail possibly. Rival KPMG also reportedly announced job cuts in the USA as companies seek to restructure and adjust their costs and expenditure. I remember you had a friend that worked at KPMG, and I was like, you know what? That's a great industry. I was like, you know what? That's safe.
She also worked at Ernst & Young before that.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. That's why when you said Ernst & Young, my first thought was her, because she worked there, and then it was KPMG. And now I'm not sure.
But today is a new day, and you got to keep your eye on the prize. You got to keep your eye on the ball. The target is consistently and constantly moving. Heads up, forewarning, folks.
I can't leave my sunglasses on too long because I don't have that sunburned face with the sunglasses. We don't.
Are you still getting votes on your short for which sunglasses to get?
Yeah.
Is it a clear winner?
Yeah, it's a clear winner, and it's not the ones I got.
The brown ones?
It's the second pair, yeah. So I'm gonna have to go back and get the second pair.
I don't know. I like
too.
these, and I think riding around in the Jeep,
getting it
way cooler than the brown ones.
Oh no, I love these. These are great. My friend Sarah, she's YouTube, but I consider YouTube friends and family now. So my friend Sarah said that you could make these Oakley aviators. You could go online and you could actually pick your colors and your frames. But unfortunately, it's not for these. They do allow you to do a lot of different ones, but the aviator ones are not one of them. I was sad.
Then it's gonna be like, well, then how long does it take to get them? You know?
Yeah.
Is summer gonna be over by the time you get them?
Yeah.
But they're not cheap.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Wow. Look.
It is a little sad and unfortunate.
Let me just explain something to you. This is why I don't want to move. It's not the ocean, it's not the bay, it's not the harbor, even though I love them. It's that right there. Those weird little goosebump tingles you get when they're low and they're loud and just...
They just showed up. Like,
yes. I don't know where they came from.
Apparently Justin said they go out and they do their training, tactical training over the water.
And now they're heading back to Eglin.
But unfortunately, I can't show you guys these jets. Like, I can't catch them in time. Like on that one, you could see like the underbelly of the jet.
Like a little turn, and they were lower.
Oh man!
I just put up a short on Squirrel Tribe Shorts about the two that went by earlier.
Go check it out, Squirrel Tribe Shorts. You got Squirrel Tribe, you got Squirrel Tribe 2.0, you got Squirrel Tribe Shorts. Yesterday, you were having a little bit of a dilemma identifying the channels. Let's say Squirrel Tribe. You don't have to say it's the main channel. You say it was the first channel.
Yes.
So
again, Sarah, I think Sarah made the comment, Squirrel Tribe is where your head is. Squirrel Tribe 2.0 is where your heart is. And I was like, that makes perfect sense to me. I love it.
I like that.
Yeah.
But again, those sunglasses aren't cheap.
No, but I can see why, because when I put them on, I hear them again. When I put them on, literally, I can look dead at anything, the sun, and these work better than my Costas, they work better than my Maui Gems, and because they have the rubber nose thingy, I can literally just shove them in my hair and pull them down and nothing gets stuck.
I need to go ahead and get a pair of prescription sunglasses.
I was thinking the same thing, because that's why you're under, well, that and because you don't want to be all sweaty, but...
Sweaty. Speaking of sweaty, we watched Saturday Night Live.
Molly Shannon.
And she was on.
Yes.
She didn't do that
host.
skit.
No, you can only do that one with Alec Baldwin if he's there.
Martin Short was
Martin
on?
Short was on it for a second. This was a couple weeks ago, I think. But Molly Shannon, I love her, and she did Superstar, and she threw out Mary Catherine Gallagher, the name, but she didn't do it all at the same time. She didn't do that.
She did do that when she was the rapper in the video game. She did that.
Okay.
It was part of the rap.
Oh, I missed that part. Okay. See, that's the pontoon that we need.
Isn't that the one we had?
No, that one's baller. Do you not see how baller? The one we have is like.
No, the one we had that ran out of fuel.
Yeah, it wasn't that nice. The top part didn't have that whatever, because you could stick your legs through the thing, and that one has like a.
Tell Freedom Boat Club to upgrade to
that pontoon.
But again, the sunglasses aren't cheap, but in order to be able to purchase said sunglasses, I do prefer to spend money on quality. And I do feel like there's a level of quality, customization, and unique styling, but the quality is there. Cheap, you buy cheap, you buy twice, or buy right or buy twice, one or the other. But with that being said, you had to work hard and you had to grind hard to be in a position to be able to do that, but also to be in a position of living a life that we both enjoy. Mm-hmm. I mean, not every single day is sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes it's overcast.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's partly cloudy, but still.
In life, not just in environment.
Yeah. I was joking about Florida weather.
I know.
Somebody actually said, I thought we were boycotting Florida. I did a little bit of research on that. There's one particular group, maybe 1.5, 2 groups, depending on how you look at it, that are trying to boycott Florida. We'll save that for another video, but we need to have a deeper discussion about it.
Okay.
I am going to say that I'm noticing more now that people they're less inclined to better educate themselves. Therefore, they randomly spout off at the mouth what they know based on what headline or title or thumbnail they've seen or read.
Or what somebody told them.
Terrible.
I mean, there's times where, I do my research on Squirrel Tribe, and there's times where I miss something or even I get something wrong, and somebody will correct me in the comments, and I'll go search that to see if they're right before I say, oh, thanks, or no, you're wrong, because, again, I don't want to assume either way until I can figure it out for myself. I don't want to just take somebody's word for it.
That is going to ultimately be the downfall and destruction and demise for many. Mm-hmm. And it's just pure laziness.
It is. It's easier just to believe what you see and hear than it is to figure anything out for yourself anymore.
And quite possibly the worst part about that is passing that along to future generations.
Mm-hmm. Teaching your kids the incorrect things so that they start off ignorant and stay ignorant and grow up ignorant and don't know how to find things out for themselves.
All right, here we go. Another pass.
Oh, he's going sideways too.
Oh, he's moving. He's getting it.
Man. What's so weird is that even on my channel, you would think that the people on my channel would be like, yes, thank you for them. And they're like, oh no, the government and whatever else. I'm like, but those are the same people who could be your sons, your brothers, your nephews, your uncles, your whatevers, who are willingly putting their life on the line if something goes down to save your life. Now, yes, there's going to be bad everywhere, whether it's military, cops, even firefighters. Some of y'all could be bad. You just never know. Bad CPAs, bad teachers, bad priests, bad everything. But at the end of the day, those people are there to protect your country. So you'd think you'd be happy about them when you see them.
I think that these are some of the people that wake up in the morning and just want to find something to complain about, no matter what.
I agree.
And I do think that there are plenty of people who have reason to complain. Mm-hmm. And we were considering traveling this summer, trying to put together a list of destinations. The kid had mentioned Chicago at one point. Somebody actually commented on the video yesterday, said, Kevin, if you go to Chicago, you should visit this place. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to Chicago.
No. It sucks. I feel like I missed my bucket list chance to ever go see a basketball game there. It's okay.
odds are you could go and be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Stay away from, known dangers,
Yeah.
But instead of that, perhaps maybe paying attention to what other people are doing, where many other people are looking to leave the country.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the options was going international on like a cruise.
Mm-hmm. Which, I know those C-bands work, and I went to Target yesterday or the day before with the kids before school, and I got 2 more things of them, just to be on the safe side. I'm like, if these things sell out, I'm screwed if I ever lose mine, because
Stock up on C-bands.
Work amazingly. So I got one to keep inside the Jeep, I got one to keep inside your car, and I have one for in a backpack. I'm gonna put those little jokers everywhere.
How long do they last?
Forever, because it's just a pressure point bracelet.
Forever.
For $8.69, you can use them absolutely forever. Now, it does say though that if you happen to either be large or gain weight,
you stretch
and
it out
lose
and can't
weight,
put the pressure on it.
Exactly. So after a while, after constant pull on and pull off, you might want to refresh. But it said years before you really need to do that. So, and they work so good, so well, I think is the right word.
There's so many factors.
Not us.
That are driving.
Sorry, the guy was bringing food around.
Down our GDP, driving our economy into the toilet, and promoting us to spend money outside the country.
I mean, a lot of times you can get more for less in other countries, and you can get, and I hate to say it, but better service a lot of times in other countries as well, because they rely on tourists to basically keep them going. So they're going to get better service, generally speaking. And here, everything is such a rat race, hustle, bustle, move, move, move. There's not that many places that are designed for relaxation, that are designed for families and children and just enjoying the outdoors and life and trying new things, which you generally find when you go to resorts and places inside other countries.
So is it Carnival? Is it Royal Caribbean? Is it Norwegian? I don't know if Norwegian comes out of the...
It depends on where you want to go, because that depends on what lines you have to choose from.
Have their prices gone up?
They actually slashed their prices when they opened back up after C-19 because they couldn't get people on board.
But how about today?
Oh, they'll be back up this summer since the world is back open officially, for the last year or so.
Because today, literally today, we went and visited some car dealerships to check their inventory. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, GMC, Cadillac, Buick. And this was to put together a video for my car channel. And you talk about open back up. Mm-hmm. Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, that dealership was packed, and they were getting another delivery, and they had an overflow.
It's not car related, but I have something.
What you got?
Okay, so I get emails because we are signed up with Hyatt, we're signed up with Hilton, we're signed up with Marriott, so that when we go on our vacations, we get the points that get us the free rooms, they get us the early check-in, late checkout, those kind of things. And I have gotten from both Hilton and Marriott these things of, hey, go to Vegas for 6 days, 5 nights for $699, and go to Orlando, go to here, go outside the country to
What's
this place.
What's the catch?
The catch is the timeshare, or the either the timeshare or the purchasing of a unit for yourself at these places. So the Hilton in Vegas, timeshare, Marriott in Vegas, Marriott in Hawaii, that's the one I got today, $699, which normally would cost a family $3,000. And I'm like, listen, I'll sit through a 2-hour meeting to save that much money and go to Hawaii.
Yeah. It just gets awkward. So careful if you do it in Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
Because they don't tell you that. They offer you a tour and a free dinner.
Mm-hmm. The dinner was nice and
but then
windy,
at the end of the tour, they say, all right, are you ready to buy it? And we're like, oh, we didn't even know that this was that.
We just want to check out the penthouse.
And then they proceed to break down and cry.
Yes.
And it was just like,
it's a lot.
Lady.
It's a lot. Now, that's what my mom and I did when I was younger, though. That's how we saw Disney. Do the timeshare thing for 2 hours, and you get to stay at the hotel for eighth of the price, and you get tickets to Disney for almost free, and that's how you do it if you're working on a budget. It's worth it. Sometimes time Time equals money, obviously.
Yeah. We need to check the cruises and see what their prices, because open back up, but then some people are trying to recoup some of these losses. Everybody's costs are going up. Inflation is here, so prices have to go up. That Ram 3500 mega cab, $103,000.
That's ridiculous. That's crazy. Well, one of the Jeep, the Gladiator I looked at was like $67,000. It was just absolutely crazy. It made no sense to me.